Greetings and salutations. Today we'll take a look at the Fairview Kit from RS Drums. So a little while ago I decided to contact a few companies to see if they'd be interested in a bit of a collaboration. One of those companies was RS Drums. Now, to be honest, I'd only heard about RS Drums in passing, just from other YouTube videos and stuff, and never really had taken a serious look at them. And honestly, I'm regretting that now. I think it's very telling of a company that has faith in the quality of their own products, that they're willing to send it to someone like me to show you guys. They sent me two plugins. Today I'm going to be doing the Fairview Kit, mainly because this was their first release, and I was told by them that the Monarch has some improvements that they learned from releasing the Fairview Kit. So I wanted to do this one first and then see the improvements of the Monarch kit. I haven't actually tried the Monarch kit yet. I like to leave it until I'm about to do the video, work on a song, really get to know the product, and then release it to you guys. So this is a contact library, but you only need the contact player. You don't need the full contact. This is based on a Tama Star Classic Maple kit, and it comes with 6 toms, which I think is great. It has a weird configuration where you have 2 rack toms and 4 floor toms, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Definitely adds some really interesting dynamic on the toms. You get 4 snares, a trick brass, a reissued bell brass, an SLP dynamic, and a custom Star Classic Maple. 3 kicks, and it comes with a huge array of cymbals. As you can see on my screen here around the kit, there is definitely a large range of cymbals. You get 2 hats and a whole range of splashes, 2 chinas, which is really good, and each cymbal has 2 selections, which is really good, so you're not just stuck with the same cymbals. These are all based on Bison's cymbals and pure alloy custom cymbals. People don't realize how having different cymbal tones can be very subtle in a mix, but it really makes it more interesting. Hitting a different cymbal at the end of a bar from the bar before can just change up a riff, just that little bit extra, just to make it more real and interesting. So this plugin comes with 2 mixer tabs, well technically 3 mixer tabs. The main mixer gives you control over the volumes, the panning, the reverb, the tuning of the kit pieces, and the overhead and room mics. I guess you can tune the kit pieces in this. You can tune all the toms, the snares, the kicks, obviously not the cymbals. I know some plugins let you tune the cymbals up and down a little bit, but this only concentrates on tuning of the toms, snares, and kicks, which is really good. Some people like to actually tune the toms a little bit different depending on the tuning of their guitars. And then you have the sub mixer, where you can individually control the mics that they use to record every kit piece. So on the snare you have 2 top mics and a bottom mic, and you can control all 3 of them to really shape the tone even more. I think this is a damn killer feature. Not many plugins actually allow you to control the volumes of every single mic that they use to record the kit. And last, they have the bleed tab. This allows you to individually control how much every single kit piece bleeds into the close room, the far room, and the overheads. You can solo these and then literally hear exactly what's going into those 3 mics and control the volumes of them completely. It's insane how much detail you can get into here. This is something I don't think I've ever seen in any other plugin. And it's again another killer feature that's just really lets you control every aspect of this. Like if you want a really close tight kit, you can just bring the far room mic, pretty much everything down, and it'll be a really tight kit. Or you can, if you want a really roomy kit, you can bring the close mics down a bit and really bring up the far room ones. And I'll give you a demonstration at the end of the video of it. It's really great. Then there is also a processing tab where you can add post-processing effects within the plugin. Here you can add things like saturation, compression, a 3-band EQ, amongst other things. I will again show this at the end of the video. To have this in the actual plugin is just another great feature that gives you ultimate control over the whole kit. and the tones that you want to create. There's also a very good range of MIDI grooves. I think every company that releases a drum plugin should offer some MIDI grooves. There's one particular company that I won't mention here because I don't like to bash on companies, especially when they're great companies, but their drum plugin doesn't come with MIDI grooves, and it makes it very difficult for anyone starting out, you know, working on drums for their songs and stuff. It's very hard to understand at times, and if you don't have MIDI grooves built in, like a certain company that I love, but I've spoke about it before, people just starting out will have a lot of trouble getting into your drum plugin if you don't have that, and this plugin has some great MIDI grooves. So now that all the technical talk is out of the way, and I've told you about the program, what are my thoughts? Honestly, I'm not sure how I could have been so stupid as to not check out RS Drums before. If this is their first plugin, the Fairview one, I can't wait to get into the Monarch kit, because from what I was told, they've made all the improvements that they learned from the first one and really done it even better. So I'm damn excited to see what I'm gonna get when I check out the Monarch kit. I really want to thank RS Drums for sending these over to me to show you guys and introducing me to their product, because honestly, this one's definitely going to get used in my songs from like a lot. So I really love the sound of it. I love the control over the kits. It's fantastic, the control that you get. The other thing is I love the UI. The UI is amazing. It's probably one of the easiest UIs that I've been able to. I mean, there's features I still didn't even touch on here. Like you can add one-shot samples and blend them into with the snare and stuff. You can control all the envelopes and of how hard the drums hit and all that sort of stuff, and the attack of the kit. I didn't really go too much into that. I like to just use it as a base program to show you guys. I may do another video further down the track where I go more in depth with it. But right now I just want to show this off to you. But no, the UI is very easy to use. I just jumped on and instantly looking at it, I could tell what everything was. It was very intuitive to use. And everything just sounds great. There's so much control over this plugin that you don't simply get in other plugins. I think probably the closest you could get is from what I've heard about Superior Drummer, where you have ultimate control over everything. But compared to things like Easy Drummer and some of the other stuff I've used from Mixwave and that, this just has insane amounts of control. Honestly, probably the only thing I could think is a downside. It's not really for me, but it may be for some people. The library is 15 gigabytes. That just shows the quality that they've put into it, how many articulations and just, the size of the samples and that, how quality they are. But it is 15 gigs, so if space is a limit for you, then this could be a problem. That's probably the only downside I can think of. I do think the Monarch kit comes in at even bigger, so again, if size is a problem, that could be a downside. All in all, I'm really fucking excited to see what RS Drums will do in the future. I honestly can't wait to dive into the Monarch kit, because if this was their first plugin and it's this amazing, then I'm really excited to see where they go from here. Again, I want to say a quick thank you to the guys at RS Drums for sponsoring this video and sending me their products to show you guys. This will be my last video before the big day next week, so Merry Christmas everyone. Be safe out there, especially on the roads this time of year. It's very dangerous. Have a great New Year. I'm probably going to get a video out just before New Year as well, but just in case I don't, because I am working a lot at the moment and I might be hungover. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Please like and subscribe, and enjoy indeed. Thanks guys. Greetings and salutations, guys. How are we today? Back on my computer for a quick look at Drums Fairview Kit. Alright, so we're in Reaper, obviously, like always. And here is the plugin. Let me put the size up a little bit. There we go. So this is the Fairview Kit. Definitely got a nice tone. I'm going to solo it out just so you guys can hear it. And we'll go over some of the features and some of the things. Believe for guitars, Josh Middleton, steel tonality, bass, usual parallax stuff. Nothing unusual with my other mixes, like my other programs I used, but I did use the Fairview Kit from RS Drums. So let's check it out. This is what it sounds like. Alright, very solid sounding kit. Love the snap, the tightness of the snare sounds damn fantastic. Love it. So you got two Chinas, two cymbals. You have a stack, which is those cymbals with the weird two cymbals at the same time, and it's almost like a weird hi-hat. You can use this as a mini China, which is pretty cool. So you can have basically three Chinas. You got a couple of splashes and two hats. The toms, so you got two rack toms and four floor toms. So I believe they go, so that's higher. So it's this way. Yeah, so it's, I love the interesting fact about they have the floor toms separated like that. It definitely adds for some nice dynamics in the actual mix there. Kick sounds solid as, and that's the snare. I used the Tama reissue bell brass. I always love me a bell brass. Sounds fantastic. All right, so four other things on there. This is my mixer. I've got Slam Dog. Okay, this is just to boost some like low end and stuff. Slam Dog really just gives it some just some solid punch. I really love it. I did use compression as always, TR5 white, mid comp 2, and neutron element is all I boosted. Was a little bit around the snare area just to give it, if you look where it's hidden, just to give it a bit more snap on the old snare there. It's not a lot, just a tiny little bit, but it adds so much. All right, so this is the actual plugin. One thing I did like, as you can see down the bottom here, let me turn my mouse on so you can see what I'm clicking on. Capture cursor. There we go. Hopefully you're seeing the cursor now. You can see down here, they kept the MIDI nice and tight, which I really like. Sometimes, you know, you get drum programs where the MIDI's spread over the whole like range here, and it's kind of annoying. They have things in bad places, but they've kept things pretty tight here, which I really like. Like even the toms are all in a line. I've had other ones where there's toms, but there's things in between, and it's frustrating. I really like their MIDI map. fantastic. I just went with the standard. Most of these programs, when I'm showing you guys, I go with the standard stock MIDI map for the plugin. So, okay, this is your main mixer page. So, usual stuff. You can control all the volumes here, or your main volumes. Kick, snare, rack 1, rack 2, floor 1, floor left 1, floor left 2, floor right 1, floor right. And you got overheads, close rooms, far rooms, cymbals, which is great. So you can just, bring the cymbals down a little bit without affecting any in the overheads and everything. Hi-hats and ride. You can solo them out each section. So if I just solo the kick here, just solo the snare, just so you can work on that really good, They got a phase thing here, and I'm not sure what that one is. I know that one's the phase one, but I can't remember what this one is. Anyway, so you can affect the reverb, the panning, the tuning, so you can tune the toms and the snare. Like if I pull this down, I'll just solo the snare. So you can affect that. Then you've got the boost, I think was tied to the processing, I'm pretty sure. I did watch a video on it all, but a lot of the time in these plugins, I don't go really in depth at first. I'm just trying to give the base look at it. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that the boost was affecting the processing. So it's how much processing you want going into it. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look that up. So then you got the sub mixer. This is where you can muck around with the mics for each piece. So on the snare, you've got the top two. So you got top 1, top 2 mic, and then a bottom set. And then you can do, this is where you mix the one-shot samples in. So if you look down here on the main mixer, you got one-shots. You can drag one-shots in here of snares or kicks, and then you can blend them in the sub mixer into that. So let's say, I've got one of the mics here on the snare. I'll solo the snare for a second. So you can hear that, it's really just, it just gives it some real depth if you want to change it up there. And then you got the bottom, you can really hear those. I've gone mental blank, guys. I had a big night last night. The snare wires, sorry, that's what I was thinking, snare wires. So you can really hear the snare wires coming out. So you can affect this on, you got a top and bottom mic on all the toms as well. The China, you got mics there, and all the hats and everything like that. So you got a lot of stuff that you can affect. With the reverb, you come down here and you can affect how far it's going to be in the mix. And then you've got a whole bunch of different reverbs you can actually choose from, as you can see here. Like there's a ton of different reverbs that you can actually choose from. And then this will affect the reverb in the main mixer, so you can turn the reverb up here, which is really fantastic. Again, another fantastic feature, just so much control over everything. So this is the bleed page. Okay, so here you can affect the whole far room mic, close room mic, overheads. Okay, so if I solo the far room mic, you can hear what's going on in the far room mic. So if I want more snare, see, that's no snare in the far room mic. Or I can turn it right up. So you can have a really tight sounding snare, or really bring it up. You can do the same with the kick. So, I mean, that level of control, guys, is fantastic. I love it. Just being able to really affect what all the mics are hearing and change it out to your own liking. You know, if you wanted to have the tightest kit you could, you drop everything out of the far room mic and just mute it, you know. So you've got no far room mic. So you can hear it there. You want a really tight, really close in kit. Or you can do the same with the close room stuff and just have really ambient. So that's definitely excellent control. Processing here, as you can see, I've got a bit of tape saturation, a little bit of 3-band EQ. You've also have compression, Super GT, transient designer, saturation. You can add all these effects in post-processing in the actual plugin, which is fantastic. For grooves, we have some great grooves here. So you've got Alex Rudinger, Anup Sastry. These are all guys that actually make the plugin. So, you know, if you just double click, that's a great beat. You can hear the ghost notes hitting. I love it. So you get a lot of MIDI grooves, you know. Damn fantastic. They have a great MIDI mapping. So you got MIDI presets down here, as you can see, the usual stuff. Get good drum stuff, Help Signature, Tune Track, Easy Drummer, Superior Drummer, Drum Forge, Crim Drums. You know, so you got a lot of MIDI maps there. If you've already got a song set up, chuck this in, set your MIDI map up. Perfect stuff. So that is basically the Fairview kit, guys. And I think it's honestly amazing. Honestly amazing. I really can't wait to check out the Monarch kit, because they say they took everything they learned from this and improved upon it for the Monarch kit. So I'm really, really looking forward to hearing about just hearing it and playing with it. That'll be my next video. Go check them out, guys. I'm pretty sure they have Christmas sales on at the moment, 50% off. Great plugin, definitely worth a look. Check it out. Works in free contact, so definitely, you know, easy to pick up. Pretty much, there's nothing else to show you guys, but I love it. I reckon it's fantastic. So that's my honest opinion. I'm not just saying that because, you know, they gave it to me. I don't really care. I've told you this before. If I don't like something, I'm just going to say I don't like it. I don't really care. Like, I'm not, you know, burning any bridges. If they never send me anything again, they never send me anything again. I wouldn't want them to if their product was shit. But you know what? It's not shit. It's really damn good. Really solid tones out of this with so much control. I love it. So much control over the actual thing. So over the kit and over the tones. Like up here, you got cymbals. So you got, you know, so that's that cymbal. And then you got a 2 for each one. You know, little splash. Like, just so much range. The only one that comes single is the toms. You do have a whole bunch of snares. I think you get 4 snares. But the trick one has high tuning, medium tuning, and low tuning, even though I don't understand that because you can tune the kit, the drums anyway. But then you got 3 kicks. So there's a lot here, guys. You get a lot of great range of grooves and everything. So definitely check them out. RS Drums, link in the description. I look forward to my next video with the Monarch kit, which is their second outing, and looking forward to seeing what they come up with next. I can't wait. So that's it from me. Again, have a very Merry Christmas, guys, and a Happy New Year. If I don't get to that video straight away, it'll be just after New Year. Got a lot of work coming up, and you know, at work, and might be drinking too much over the you know, the Christmas break, so don't know how I feel about doing videos, but it's definitely coming. Have a great Christmas, be safe, stay well, enjoy indeed. Thanks, guys.